Twice every year, India enters into a monsoon rain season. These rains are important for sustaining life and sustaining agriculture, but they can also be very dangerous. The man pictured here had a close encounter with a crocodile swimming through his village on account of rainwaters. These farmers' cabbage crop is half ruined by monsoon rains. Back in the times of the ancient Harappan or Indus River Valley civilization, the Harappans had to deal with this as well. Unlike Mesopotamia, where the issue is how to distribute water to parched areas, in the Indus River Valley civilization, the issue is more often how do we deal with this overabundance of water caused by monsoon rains. The Indus River Valley civilization, or Harappan civilization, is named this way because of the Indus River, which runs right through it. Harappa was one of the earliest settlements discovered, and so it was sometimes called the Harappan civilization. But since then, other equally large cities, such as Mohenjo-Daro, have been discovered. Archaeologists believe that the walls of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa don't show much evidence of being attacked. This may indicate that the city walls were just as much about keeping floodwaters out of the settlement as they were about keeping invaders out. Indus River Valley cities seem to be very well planned, evidenced by relatively advanced waste drainage and water supply systems. Most houses seem to have private wells and have a drainage system to carry away waste through brick pipes. Another interesting thing is that the houses seem to be of similar size for the most part, indicating that there's probably limited social distinction relative to some other civilizations. And so a low amount of social stratification between the rich and the poor. Here's some Harappan art that's been discovered. There's the priest king statue, the dancing girl figurine, and this chariot. Few large religious buildings have been discovered, possibly indicating that religious acts were performed either in the home or outdoors rather than in great temples. Harappan writing has not yet been deciphered, therefore much of their history remains shrouded in mystery. The script, such as it is, only appears in very short segments, which leads many to believe that it's not actually a writing system at all, but maybe something more akin to the symbols we see on our restrooms. The decline of the Harappan civilization is also a mystery. Archaeology indicates that the large cities were quickly abandoned and that the material culture associated with Harappan civilization disappears, and a material culture indicating nomadic or semi-permanent settlements with much cruder pottery, much cruder tools shows up. For years, scholars thought that the cause of the end of Harappan civilization were the invaders, or the Aryans, who invade through the Khyber Pass around 1500 BC. A large amount of skeletons were found that were assumed to have been killed in battle. This would seem to corroborate stories found from the Rig Veda, one of the most ancient texts of Hinduism, where the god Indra kills these dasas, or these foreigners. Indra, accompanied by his fleet companions, has destroyed by his thunderbolt the dasas who dwelt on the earth, and then he distributed the fields to his white-complexioned friends, or the Aryans. In more recent years, scholars have pointed out that the skeletons supposedly slaughtered by the Aryans were actually not killed in battle at all, but the skeletons were worn down by weather effects. Scholars now sometimes propose that decreased rainwaters from decreased monsoon seasons led to droughts and lack of food and an abandonment of the cities afterwards. Others have pointed to earthquakes as the cause, altering the flow of important rivers around the year 1750 BC. Because of a lack of script, we can't quite be sure why the Indus River Valley civilization collapsed, but parts of their religious views probably influenced the development of Hinduism.